jobs created coming in from the high school where we landed in the Nighthawks to the facility at Puritan. Half a mile was just ringed with people cheering the president on. This is what happens when you get away from our major metropolitan areas into the rest of the country. It was a beautiful thing to watch. So all the way up and down from Bar Harbor to Kennebunkport, Bangor, Bath, everywhere in between, the great state of Maine is working. And that's the kind of thing I'm seeing with this president. That's what he cares about, creating jobs.
So you're back in Washington right now. Washington, D.C. was the last city to reopen. Where you're standing right now, Peter, are there protesters, peaceful protesters around you? Can you tell us what it looks like there? Because you're talking about a tale of two cities. We're going to show the pictures of Washington versus where you are in Maine. What does it feel like right now where you are?
This morning, it's a very peaceful Sunday morning. Yesterday, going to and from work, what I saw is many peaceful protesters, but there were a lot of bad hombres out there as well, ready to riot. And here's what my concern is in this kind of tale of two cities, where we had Guilford, Maine prospering. D.C. right now is a burnout shell, and the second worst mayor in America, in Muriel Bowser, is largely responsible for that. She waited until all 50 states to reopen this place, and it's not open now. What it is basically is graffiti. It's boarded up places. And let me do a little math for you, a little arson and looter math for you. When you have an arsonist burn out a small business, that's 100 jobs that are destroyed, not just inside the enterprise, but along the supply chain. When you have a pack of animals go in and loot a big store, that's thousands of jobs. And if you add that up, Maria, in the math, over the 16 major metropolitan areas where the National Guard has had to be deployed, that's almost 2 million jobs that are being impacted at a time when China has put 40 million Americans out of work and killed 100,000 Americans. And so the point, I think, here is that this is a time to be opening our businesses, not bringing them down, not turning our major metropolitan areas into theme parks for arsonists and looters. And I blame China for a lot of this, because if you think about what happened in the 2000s, Maria, China, with its unfair trade practices, destroyed factory towns one after one throughout the Midwest. What China's virus is doing, and they unleashed this on the world, and your show has been one of the few brave enough to cover that story. What they've done is target, like intercontinental ballistic missiles, the two pillars of American cities. That's the high-rise density and the mass transit. Without those two things, our cities don't work. So this president built this economy up in 3.5 years, the most beautiful economy in history. We can do it again, but we're going to need our major metropolitan areas to get back to work. And when I look around at this city with Muriel Bowser, it's not happening anytime soon.
And you write that today in an op-ed on FoxNews.com, talking about China and its culpability. China has exploited the coronavirus pandemic to advance its strategic interests. And you write throughout, look, we have seen a real impact from